Men sacrifice their happiness for marriage. Women sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. Men will sacrifice, get up every single day and never complain about having to go to work, never complain about sitting in traffic, never complaining about your nasty pot roast, never complaining. They will just live their lives. They shut up. They do what they got to do to put their family on their back, to hold it down in any way they can. When men get married, it is not a fairy tale for them. They're not looking forward to this extravagant wedding. Men also know that their resources are no longer for them. They are for their family. They are not rushing to be with one woman. When a man gets married, he is sacrificing, not only protecting himself, but he has to now protect a family. Men have to fight against their flesh, fight against their natural desires to be with multiple women.
Operator, Big Sarge is a true gentleman.
Yo!
Every move he makes, he's got constant streaks on lock.
Smash that subscribe button.
Okay, let's break down the saying. Men sacrifice their happiness for marriage. Women sacrifice their marriage for their happiness.
You know how real this is? Ask a lot of men this question and they will tell you all the time, it doesn't matter. My family first.
Because sis said that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
So let me break it down, because this is something that men are saying. And so maybe if I say it, it will kind of resonate a little bit more. I'm not going to hold you. A lot of times women, we only think about us and what we give up and what we sacrifice. I mean, men do this too, but in marriage, a lot of times we don't always consider what the men give up.
I think that's true for the most part, but I do think there are a group of women out there who know, but it's just not important to them. I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they'll be like,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Now, this is going to sound crazy because our needs are different, but before y'all react, before y'all get triggered, before y'all just listen first and then comment.
Too late. I'm going to tell you like this. Anytime you tell most women about their feelings and then you put men into the situation, you're already going to lose. So you're going to be enemy number one.
Just then comment. When men get married, it is not a fairy tale for them. They're not looking forward to this extravagant wedding. They are not rushing to be with one woman. Now, hear me.
Most men don't care about the wedding. We can go down to justice of the peace. If we want to get married, we just get married. The wedding is for the woman.
Yeah, a good man, a man that's God-fearing, does not mind giving up that part of himself to be with one woman. Most men, though, it is not their dream and their fantasy to be with one person the way it is for us. We don't need a slew of men. We don't need a roster. We don't need a bunch of people to make us feel good.
I would have agreed with that 20, 30, 40 years ago, but this new batch of women, I'm not sure about that.
Brother, I can perfectly agree with that. Because you see them on social media right now talking about their rosters, but they don't understand. They only getting ran through.
Men are way more sexual than we are. We are content with one person. Men have to fight against their flesh, fight against their natural desires to be with multiple women. So that is a sacrifice they give up for the woman that they love. And I know somebody's going to be like, but they cheat. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general. Just listen, y'all. Stay here, ladies, because I know how y'all get. Just wait a minute.
Too late. They already tearing you down, talking about you, talking about your husband, talking about your kids.
Also, when a man gets married, he is sacrificing, not only protecting himself, but he has to now protect a family. If a cop, burglar, whatever comes to the door, like if anybody knocks at the door, my husband answers the door because he is the protector of this household. He does not expect me to get up in the middle of the night or get up when the doorbell rings to make sure that the household is protected. That is his job. So a man knows when I sign up to be a husband, I am now her protection and my children's protection.
And she hit that one right there on the head. And that is what a lot of new age women don't understand. When that man protects you, he doesn't protect you. He protects his whole household, even from things you can't see, because he is a man and he is trained to see certain things.
Men also know that their resources are no longer for them. They are for their family. However, good men do not mind because that's what makes them feel good as men. However, it is a huge investment in the man. They're investing their time, their loyalty. They're going against their nature to be with one woman, love one woman, take care of a family, because they love, when they're loved properly, when they know that woman has their back and that she's loyal, they don't mind making that sacrifice. They don't mind denying the things that they want, the good ones. They don't mind denying the things that they want to make sure that their family is straight.
The majority of that is absolutely true. That's why they say men suffer in silence. Who we telling our feelings to? Nobody. Get out there and get the job done. That's how we've always been trained to be as men. It's not about what we want. It's about what the family needs and what they want.
That's why back in the day, granddaddy, even men today though, men will sacrifice, get up every single day and never complain about having to go to work, never complain about sitting in traffic, never complaining about your nasty pot roast, never complaining. They will just live their lives. They shut up. They do what they got to do to put their family on their back, to hold it down in any way they can. The good ones, not saying men are perfect. I'm just saying that's what they sacrifice.
And I know there are women out there who ignored all of that, and the only reason they're still watching the video is they're looking forward to hearing what the women sacrifice.
Of course they did. And see, here's the problem. This is the breakdown. They've never seen many men in their life, or they come from a dysfunctional family where men aren't around, so they don't understand the man's role in the household.
Women, we make sacrifices, right? We bear the children, we hold down the home, but it's equal exchange. The difference is men don't really complain about their sacrifices. And then to the women who say that, well, I do everything. Sis, that's the marriage you signed up for. No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. Y'all got to work that out.
Pretty much, she just said, you're a horrible picker. Don't worry about what we do over here.
So when men say women will sacrifice their marriage for their happiness, when women say, you know what? I've been with this man for 12 years. We have kids together. We built this home together. We have a life together. But right now, this marriage is not serving me, and I need to go outside this marriage. I need to break up my home. I need to break up my family to go be happy. Men don't understand that crap because that man ain't been happy for a while, but he sucked it up and kept doing what he needs to do for his family.
Listen very carefully, ladies. She is absolutely right. A man will sit there and stay day after day, year after year to make sure that his family is good to go. But the old heads, they're like, listen, this is just the season. We'll get through this rough patch.
And then you'll have other women go, yeah, girl, your happiness is over your children's happiness. Your happiness is over the heartbreak that's going to cause to your husband. Your happiness is over everything. You see how crazy that sounds? Very selfish. So no, you don't care that your children will have to go back and forth between different homes. No, you won't care about how that is going to hurt your husband because he might be very stoic and not show it, but he still has feelings, especially if he was a good man, especially if he denied people and his feelings and the stuff that he wanted to do for you. And just for you to turn around and be like, I'm unhappy.
That's why my new wolves, my new men out there, they're not playing by old school rules no more. They are sitting here, they are looking at the playbook. They are saying, if the women want to do this, guess what? Two can play this game, and if y'all want to be out, we'll do the same thing. So now the changing of the guard has happened.
And then when we go out into the world and we realize fat meat ain't greasy and the grass ain't greener and the dating pool is, then we get mad. Then it's men's problem and it's men's fault. And other men are sitting there looking at you like we could have told you that, because what they know that we do not is that every man is not going to love you the way your husband loves you. Yes, I know you think you're great. Yes, I know that you are beautiful and your booty is plump and all this other stuff. But men know that they only really love a few women in their lives. They will sleep with a lot of women. They will give attention to a lot of women. But the love down, it's only about 2 or 3.
Congratulations. If you leave your husband and you come back out here on this dating market, you will be mattress food. You will be fed to many of men's mattresses. You will think about that man who sacrificed and who did all these crazy, amazing things to show you that you were somebody, not just a lay down.
So when a man decides, hey, I want you, I love you enough to marry you, I love you enough to protect you, provide, whatever. Again, the good ones, because somebody gonna be in the comments, the good ones. Other men are bewildered and bamboozled that you couldn't sacrifice just a little uncomfortability, a little unhappiness, a little just to get through that season, because what they know that we don't is our emotions don't last forever. Men are not emotional like we are. They know how to thug it out through their emotions to get to the other side. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is easy. I'm not saying that every marriage is going to be perfect and you ain't going to have your issues and you ain't going to have your ups and downs. But if you get married in your 20s and your 30s and you plan to be with this person for the rest of your life, and you don't think you ain't gonna have a few years of hard or misery or whatever, you don't think that you ain't gonna have to go through something. Again, I'm not talking about cheating because somebody's gonna be like, cheating. I'm not talking about that. But we as women have to understand that sometimes our happiness is our job. Sometimes it's not our marriage. It's going to get a hobby. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with your family or why you ain't unhappy. Sometimes it's your hormones. Sometimes you just need to get a life, girl. Sometimes you need new friends. Sometimes you might just need a vacation. So I am not the guru to marriage, but I had to break that down because sis didn't understand what I was talking about.
It was a very good breakdown, and you now are considered a pick-me. But I'm going to tell you like this, more than likely, it fell on a lot of deaf ears.
Men say it to each other all the time and it clicks. So hopefully with that explanation, I know somebody's going to miss somebody. It's okay. Hopefully with that explanation, you understand what they mean. Why men sacrifice their happiness for their marriage and women sacrifice their marriages for their happiness. Don't let it be useless.